Now, love comes in all forms and sizes. Now, if we had lovebirds on the show yesterday, today we've got love bears in the house. How that works out, we'll tell you in just a bit. Now, our guests are here to share their story and how love can be warm and cuddly, and yet bold, fearless, and unafraid to roar when it matters the most. Now, let's welcome to the show, Migs and Joe Batenga-Santillan. It's a beautiful day. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning.
Morning, and thanks for having us. My gosh, like it's so good to be back, like talking about things again.
Yeah, 100%. We actually have a bit of a shared history, Migs, especially when I was a student jock, you were already a DJ. And I did not foresee that life would lead us all in this particular way.
I know, right? This was like the biggest surprise. Like when I found out yesterday you were a host here, I was like, hey, I know this guy.
Yeah, 100%. Because there was a time people couldn't tell our voices apart on radio.
Really?
So
let me try to close my eyes and listen to you.
So there was
you.
Yeah, so there was a time. There was a time I would be on
I can
air.
tell.
I would be on air with Migs, and then we wouldn't introduce each other. So it would just be like one person talking.
Do you have a radio voice, ba?
Yeah, I do.
Can I hear it?
No.
Sample nga. I want to hear how you guys sound.
You know why? Because this segment's not about me. So, Migs, let's start out first with how
Good
this all
save.
started. Because, to be quite frank, I did not know that you were queer for a very long time. You came out relatively recently. I say relatively.
Super.
Yeah, I say relatively recently. And you've gone all in the whole pride, in showing your pride and showing off your colors and showing off what it means to you. First of all, that shift, how did that start for you? And how important was Joe in making you more comfortable in that situation?
Well, the thing is, on my journey started. Actually, I only came out fully, like publicly in 2022. Actually.
Oh, wow, that was literally 4 or 5 years ago.
Not even.
Not even.
3, yeah.
So
Like less
super
than 3.
recent, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was weird because when we were in radio together, I didn't know either. I was just like, I had a girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
She also turned out to be queer. She was to help me realize, like, hey, you might be bi. I'm like, you might be right. And then for a while, I was like, am I really? I thought I liked looking at people's beards because I was like, I want one.
Okay.
That looks great. And I realized, oh no, I want to kiss these beards. Oh shucks. So for the longest time, I was like, you know what? I'm on radio. I'm a public figure. What if I get media backlash? What if I end up with all these people going on my show and going, oh no, like, you know, it's just like, I didn't need that. I didn't need that on radio. So eventually, COVID happened. I got the alpha strain, so I was like, you know what? Life is too short. Like I had everything except shortness of breath. So that was a huge turning point for me in realizing I can't keep waiting for something to happen, and I'm just going to go straight in and accept myself, live my life for how I want to live it, as long as I'm not hurting anybody, you know.
Right.
So eventually, I decided, you know what? Let's try exploring this side of me. So Pride Month, I was in 2022, Pride Month, I was in New York. I saw how open, how accepting people were. I was like, you know what, let's just accept this and try it back home. So over time, I started making more bear friends and having those kinds of experiences with those bear friends. And eventually, that led me to meeting Joe after some point. And, you know, at first I was like, it's the same process all over again. Wow, you look great.
Yeah.
Wow, I want to hug you. Let's keep it PG for TV, okay?
Yeah.
And I didn't know that he was reciprocating. I thought he was just being nice because he's seen as a father figure in the local bear community. Everyone calls him Daddy Joe,
Okay.
Aw, okay, we'll call you Daddy Joe. Too.
Sure.
right? It's such a nice name, right? It's so cute.
Cute.
Yeah.
And eventually, like, after, 2 months of knowing each other, that's when we became official. We only literally had one real date.
Oh, wow. And how was it for you, Migs, coming into terms with your real identity? Because you mentioned you just came out 3 years ago. How was that, and how did Daddy Joe help you find your identity?
Oh my gosh, okay. Well, coming to terms with it was hard, to be honest. Because for so long, I have lived my life thinking, no, you're straight. No, you have girls. And then the question starts popping up, right? Like, is that all there is? Is that the reason why I've been single for 9 years? And then I just kind of learned to let go of all the inhibitions, all the fears about just wanting to be me. My biggest fear actually was coming out to my family.
Yeah.
And like quite frankly, like the reaction was way better than I expected. I was expecting, but are you sure? Do you really want it? It's like, okay. Anyway, so what's for dinner?
Yeah. So it was a matter of fact, right? I mean,
Yes.
like, Joe, I want to talk about that because, you know, going through your social media, the family is actually part of this whole story. And for some gay couples, gay individuals, or queer individuals and couples, it's not necessarily the case. So how big was that, knowing that the very first community, which is the family, is accepting of what the two of you, and of course the whole dynamic that you guys have?
Yeah, that's correct. Actually, when I started, closeted kasi ako eh. 35, I was a late bloomer. I went out 35, I'm 49 now. So the family had an inclination of, they just know and then disrespect you and then doesn't say anything about diba, your sexuality. And maganda yung reception in terms of the family. So accepting yung family ko, my sister, I mean, it doesn't matter. We love you. Be who you are. And then because of that, I get into relationships, like past relationships with guys na talaga. Like Migs, I had girlfriends also. Because I was thinking I was, normal, straight.
Yeah.
So grade school, high school, I had girlfriends. And then sabi ko, hindi, this doesn't work. Then I had boyfriends na. And then after so long, like Migs, it was 9 years before he got into a relationship. It was 4 years for me.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic happened, and then and what's really great is my family's accepting, so they accepted Migs, and then I met his family. Kala namin walang diba?
Yeah,
Walang interaction. Pero yung mom and sister were like, okay, I want to meet Joe, let's have cocktails. So your first meeting namin,
Yeah.
so we're drinking.
It's so funny because they sometimes talk to him more. Like when we were still dating, they would talk to him more than I would talk to him sometimes.
Okay.
It's really funny.
So we're
yeah.
bonding together, his sister and his mom.
It's so interesting. I don't know if the timelines sync here, but then you said you were worried about coming out to your family. Joe, were you there around that time? Were you able to help him through that process? Or when you finally met his family, was it already a bit more set and maybe let them really accept more of what the situation
I think
was?
it just happened because it was not like literally out sa family, but
Oh,
then
okay.
he introduced me as his boyfriend. So parang boom. Tapos,
Yeah.
okay, wala na kayo magagawa.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, I didn't give them any breathing room. It's
Yeah,
like, hey, by the way, boyfriend. They're
Boyfriend
like,
ko to. Oo.
It's like, okay, let's just roll with it.
Tapos na-shock si dad, na-shock si brother. Pero the mom and sister were so accepting.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's sweet.
yeah.
I'm glad you guys had great reception from your family.
Yeah.
But what about your friends and from the outside world, especially Migs? You mentioned you're a public figure. How did people outside of your world, I guess, react? So when you came out, and did you have any negative feedbacks?
you know, the great thing, I swear to God, I swear I got so lucky with this because I had no negative feedback from any of my friends.
Oh,
Actually,
wow.
every single one of my friend groups are like, when can we meet him? In fact, some of them, when I'm like, gosh, last year, some of them had birthdays and whatnot. They invited him while I was out of the country.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, great.
This might be a you problem.
Maybe.
No, but that's so funny. I mean, like when you put it all together, you know, it feels very charmed right now. But then I can also assume there are also challenges in the way that that you've pursued this relationship with the both of you. Because here in the Philippines, for example, there is no same-sex marriage, but you guys managed to find a way to tie the knot. How was that
Yes.
process like? How was that thought? How was that thought process like as well? Because some people, especially in the queer community, say like, "Hey, we don't need the marriage, the whole marriage aspect." But then you guys decide to pursue it in your own way. Joe, I'll start with you.
Yeah, of course, we know it's papunta na talaga dun eh. Like, you know when you know.
Right.
Like, we got engaged around Feb this year, and then we got married April, so 2 months lang, and all. It's sometimes kasi, I know with other couples it might be difficult yung how to plan, how to do your life, etc. Pero it's easy kasi with us eh. Yung when you said na parang may difficulties ba when we got together, actually none. It feels natural. I know there's a big age gap between Migs and I, but it's like pinakasalan ko sarili ko.
Actually.
Yeah, yun eh. Yun talaga na ako yan eh. Alam ko medyo narcissistic yung dating.
But it's true though.
Well, you gotta love yourself.
Yeah.
Bingo,
Exactly.
Oh.
Diba? How can you, kinote si RuPaul, diba? How can you love diba, anyone else if you don't love yourself, diba?
Exactly.
And then, I mean, even the antics. I mean, diba? He in Magic he did Friday Madness, so 80s music. I love 80s music.
Yeah.
So, alam mo, we have so much similarities together. Maybe except Sinigang. He doesn't like Sinigang.
What?
Diba? Sorry.
Are you-
That's my
Great, now it's on national TV. Okay,
Yes.
thanks, love.
It's my
I'm shocked.
diba? Clutch
many
pearls
people.
ako nun, sabi ko, di wala akong suot na pearls.
That was
That's-
a breaker. No,
no,
just
and I
kidding.
love Sinigang, but I know I love him entirely.
More
so.
for you na lang.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Yeah.
What's your favorite like quirk that Migs does?
Ano
Other than not liking
No,
someone.
it's
I'm
just
kidding.
no. We just think we finish our sentences. We know what we're gonna say. So
Fish on sandwiches.
well,
That.
that too.
He is part of our generation. Just so you know.
Oh, I love it.
I mean, like, all right. So you mentioned this is relatively new. This
Yes.
whole experience for you coming out, and of course being part of this community. But then some people are okay with coming out and just letting it be. But here you are really showing off this pride, and I just want to talk to you about the importance of actually showcasing that pride and that courage, that bravery to really be out there. Because big, so just following you in your content, I mean, like, from the years I've known you, all right, it's just, it's right now, there's a level of, how do I say this, expression that you are showing now that I felt wasn't really quite there before. Why is it important for you to do this in this way, especially in representing the bear community here in the Philippines?
Mostly because I feel like expressing yourself is the truest form of self-love. You know, like when you try to hide who you really want to be, when you try to hide how you feel, how you want to dress, how you want to showcase yourself, you're not showcasing to the world what you could be and not being a role model even to yourself. Like, the way I think about it, the more I express myself, the more I show my truest authentic self, it's like it's like lighting up a beacon to tell others, hey, you can do this as well. You can be yourself and not get judged. Just own it. Be confident with who you are. And the more you do it, and the more people do it, the more, I'd say, accepted it becomes, the more natural it becomes to a lot of other folks. Like, even the way I dress now, this wasn't something I used to do before, right? Right? I'd be like, okay, you're generic DJ, nightclub DJ fashion.
A very good nightclub DJ, by like,
Thank you.
Like, this guy, all right, can I just share, like, there would be times I would be out in, like, whichever club or whatever before, and then when I see Migs up there, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a good night. I'm like, that was always the key. And then he you're right, generic fashion, but
Yeah.
the shift is also interesting.
Right, because I felt like I really wanted to do all these things. I'd see all these different outfits, all these different fashions on, let's say, Pinterest, and I'd think, I want to do that, except I'm not sure if I can pull that off. I'm not confident enough in myself. But yun nga, like right before the pandemic, that's when I started thinking, you know what, I want to just dress the way I want to dress, be expressive, be creative with the outfits. And you know, it works for me because this is how I like to dress. These are the colors I want to show off. These are the outfits. Like, they may seem strange to some people. Like, even in the bear community, actually, some people are like, where do you source your outfits? These are so interesting. I'm like, if I see it, and like Joe's always told me, if you see something and you're instantly drawn to it, like something about it calls your attention, that means it's meant for you. And like this thing I got in Hoi An in Vietnam, it was not cheap, but like when looking through a store there owned by this Italian woman, I was like, okay, kimono. Okay, just it's all right. These are okay. Then I saw this. I was like, okay.
Yeah, it spoke to you.
Yeah, no, I'm obsessed with your outfit. I love it. That's the first thing I saw when you guys walked in.
It's hard not to see.
Exactly.
Exciting and simmering.
But I just want to commend you guys for coming here and sharing your story. You guys are so brave, and I know you guys are inspiring a lot of people. But before we let you go, I just want to know, because I've been sitting here just looking at both of y'all, and I can't tell, who is the Papa Bear and who's the cuddly one?
He's the papa and the
So you're
cuddly.
definitely the cuddly. Oh, so you're both.
He's both.
So you're the baby bear.
Yes.
You guys have been holding hands this whole time. It's so adorable.
Yes, because that's also like just tying to my last point. That's my way of that's our way of expressing ourselves, like affection, holding hands, and just being generally like cuddly with each other, even in public. We don't mind showing public display of affection. Although except we draw the line at blah, blah, blah. That's a bit.
Paano? Guys, umaga,
I
guys.
don't know what that is, guys.
Morning show, guys. Chill. No, but guys, thank you again so much for coming on over. It really
course.
is a pleasure that you guys would come on and share your story, and especially Migs, again, very recent. Congratulations. Congratulations to
Thank you.
yung
Thank
union
you.
ninyo.
Thank you
And
so much.
hopefully you guys enjoy this Pride Month. It's your month, and hopefully we can talk to you again sometime soon. Really appreciate you guys. Sure.
Absolutely, we'd love to be back.
All
And
right.
happy Pride, everyone.
Happy Pride.
Thank you for joining us, Migs and Joe Batenga-Santillan.
Wait, kinilig ako.
Aw, you do it again, Pao.
No, we're good. We keep it there. But I might not be able to recreate that.
Aw,
All right,
so
so
cute.